Okay, AMD, let's see what you have in store for us today. Very looking forward to this. I have my expectations ready, I have my AMD stocks ready. I am ready to see what they're going to present.
We started Zen from scratch, starting with a clean sheet of paper.
Yes, because FX was a bit of a bit of a failure. This is a recap of the last few years. Cool. Here we go. Come on, Lisa Sue, show us something good.
Welcome everyone. Big welcome to all of you, and thank you all for joining
Hello.
us today. Ryzen
Okay, straight to the topic. Let's go. I'm very curious to see. Ryzen 4000 is gonna be so huge. I can't wait. I'm actually watching the AMD stocks go up as I'm watching this because, yeah, let's be honest. After every single one of the presentations, it does go up as a pretty good amount. Maybe apart from like the Radeon ones, because like, ooh, come on, let's go.
And with Zen 3, we focused again on bringing the best to the PC market. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished. Zen 3 increases our lead in overall performance.
Gaming? Are you gonna take the gaming crown? Like, finally? Like everyone expects? Single-threaded?
We've made massive changes in the
so they are going for the gaming crown and for the single-threaded crown. Interesting. Let's see how that bet's gonna go down. Paper Master? Did they just say the guy... Is that guy called Paper Master? Did they hear that right?
I couldn't be more excited than to share a little bit more about Zen 3 and our
progression. Are you Paper Master?
It's been quite a journey. We set a course over 5 years ago to design a family.
That is actually his name. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed, but what a great surname, Paper Master. He should be working in like the printing industry or something. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Come on, tell me about Zen.
This has resulted in consistent delivery to the market as promised. I could not be more proud than to help unveil our third generation of Zen Core.
Okay, so they are sticking to 7nm as we all expected. Cool.
That 7nm efficiency enabled leadership, multi-core performance, and core density.
Yep, and Intel still can't even get down to like 10 on the desktop, which is very amusing. We'll see. Because if they launch like Zen 4 next year or something, which should be Zen, should be the 5nm, and Intel's gonna still struggle to get down to 10. That's gonna be very interesting to see. Another thing I'm really curious about is if they're gonna finally cross 5 GHz. 8-core complex low latency, 2x direct access level 3 cache, 19% IPC uplift. Whew. Intel, get ready, because this is the big stuff. This is 19% IPC is gonna be huge, absolutely huge for them.
Altogether, Zen 3 is our most significant architectural update yet across the Zen family, and allows us to deliver more execution capability to the user at a lower latency.
Fantastic, but show us those lovely graphs, please. Those lovely numbers.
Reducing the delays, we call it zero bubble.
Zero bubble. Great name. Okay, so I think it said there's gonna be a 8-core 4 GHz base CPU over there. Yeah, fixed 4 GHz frequency, 8 cores. Okay, so that's gonna be like a 4700X, I would assume.
Had been organized with 2 4-core cache complexes.
Whoa, what a number's going on here.
That was a very good design, but what we found is that we brought that together into that single unified cache core complex, that we brought that direct access to 32 megabytes of L3 cache rather than the 16 megabytes.
So they're switching up how they're going to do the chiplets.
Access to a cache pool of this size is very significant for gaming. They tend to make frequent use, of course, of the memory subsystem, and in fact, many games have a dominant thread. And that makes especially heavy use of the cache, and that thread now sees effectively twice the L3 cache in Zen 3. So every core can now communicate directly to the cache without traversing across the die.
That is that's actually really cool and interesting. For many people, that's probably like boring and whatever, but like that's actually pretty cool.
We continue our relentless commitment to energy efficiency with every generation. We're always honing.
And that energy efficiency is also looking really, really fine.
Even as we make the processors faster for gamers.
But come on, show us what we're all here for. Show us the graphs. I also heard rumors that they're gonna be doing like a 10-core CPU to compare it like to a 10900K. That'd be such a baller move. I can't wait. If they actually do that, if they do a 10-core CPU just to compete with like the 10900K, that'd be amazing. Please, please do it.
And there's no shortage of innovations for the next generation.
Yep, and Zen 4 is gonna be 5-nanometer. They're still saying cool.
Thank you, and let me welcome back Lisa to now show off our Zen 3 and new Ryzen processors.
There we go. There we go. Come on.
Thank you, Mark. It's our largest increase generation over generation since we launched the Zen 50.
Yes, yes. Now, can we have some graphs? Yes.
I'm so proud to show you for the very first time the AMD Ryzen 5000 series for high-performance PCs. The world's first Zen 3 powered CPU.
Did you just say 5,000?
Ryzen 9 5900X. 12 cores, 24 threads, and a boost
But,
up to 4.8 gigahertz. It's a very special product.
What?
The ultimate.
Where did 4 go?
Compared to the 3900X.
So are they going with 4 for laptops?
Has 19% higher
5900X.
clock speed,
4.8
all of the
gigahertz.
Zen 3 core improvements that Mark talked about.
At 12 cores.
All while remaining at 105.
That is
This makes Ryzen
105 TDP,
upgrade from 3rd gen Ryzen
70
12,
megs cache.
but
That is
especially in gaming.
absolutely insane. So I'm very curious if this is going to get confusing with the Radeon graphics cards, like the 5600 or whatever. Okay, they're using real life benchmarks that people actually use. Cool.
Using the high image quality preset on two otherwise identical systems.
That is.
You can see a whopping 28% increase.
That is
by
looking
moving
amazing.
From the 39XT to the 5900X in Shadow.
Though what's the
Accumulator.
price difference?
And
Because
as
that
you will
may
see,
sound
the
impressive, but
performance
if we
from the
don't know what the
5900X
price is for the
is faster than
5900X,
competing processors as well.
then it doesn't really. If it's like twice the price, then it's like.
From a processor change.
But I highly doubt they're gonna go for that.
But that's
I'm gonna
what
think
makes
it's the same price, or like a slightly higher
can look
price.
forward to.
That's my
Really
bet.
Now, as we zoom out to look at a wider set of games, you can see that the 28% up is joined by many titles.
46% and
Double-digit
50% in league.
gains are
Oh
even
my
bigger
word.
in titles like CS:GO
28% Shadow
and League of
Tomb Raider.
Legends.
That is
Highest possible
absolutely
frame rate
insane.
practical
Granted, it's still in 1080p,
Overall,
and 1080p is kind of
gamers
becoming
upgrading
irrelevant
from Ryzen
slowly,
3000 series
hopefully.
to Ryzen 5000
but like,
series
that's
and
still
expect
really impressive.
an advental
What they
performance
aren't
jump
doing,
for
however,
an in-socket
is
upgrade
comparing
to the
it
same
to a
motherboard. And
10900K yet,
testament for how good Zen 3
which is kind of worrisome.
in gaming.
It's looking like it's gonna be amazing,
Strong gaming performance relies
but it's kind of.
on strong
I would have imagined.
performance. That's
I would have
exactly
imagined they
what
would have
Zen
compared it to
3 does.
10900K
And I wanna
if
show
the
you
numbers
using
were
the
as good as they were.
19%
Okay, Cinebench, the
for Zen 3's
benchmark that
cycle.
Intel thinks is
As you can see,
useless.
the
I wonder why.
5900X is
Maybe
the
because they get
first
absolutely beaten in
desktop
it.
processor to ever break
Ooh,
the
742.
We don't break it by a little,
856.
we break it by a lot.
That is.
Score of 631.
That
AMD
is
produced
quite a
loud
difference.
and possible gaming performance.
Okay, compare
Let's
it
take that
to a
landmark
10900K,
performance
please.
into a head-to-head battle.
Ah,
On
there we
the
go.
same set of games you
That's
just
it.
saw,
Ooh,
the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X.
19% in CS:GO.
1080p.
He was
As I promised you, AMD wins
which was like the
Shadow
D
Tomb Raider
game.
+6, and
D
is joined
game
by many
for
other games
Intel
popular
CPUs.
with reviewers and users
6%
like
in Shadow Tomb Raider, so it's not
League
by
of Legends and
much.
CS:GO are
In
once
fact, it's
again
3%
standout
less than
victories
Battlefield 5.
for the Ryzen 9 5900.
So, yeah.
So that was a lot of data very quickly. Let's take a step back. Let's recap.
So it's absolutely
We saw
insane
an average upgrade of
how.
26%.
That's still amazing, but it's still amazing how good the single thread clearly is on Intel CPUs.
in the entire desktop PC market.
Seeing how, you know, it's like minus 3% or like a single digit, like low single digit percentage difference in some of those
put it plainly,
graphs they just
we
shown.
know that you're going to wait for benchmarks.
Very
What
interesting.
customers-
I wonder if they're gonna do like a head-to-head with Intel. That would like seal the deal for me.
That was fantastic.
If they just shown,
I hope
they
you're
just did
all
like a
now
proper
convinced
drag
that the
race
Ryzen 9
between
5900X
a 5900X
is the best
and a
gaming
10900K.
processor
Okay, 5800X, 4.7, nice. 5600X at 4.6 GHz. That's like faster than my CPU. I have a 3700X. That goes up to like 4.4, I believe. 35 megs cache, 65 watt TDP. That is insane. What?
The 8-core 5800X is $449.
These
The
prices.
amazing 5900X, combining the leadership performance and power efficiency of Zen 3 in a
These
12-core
prices
7
are
nanometer design,
insane.
priced at mid-processor
Threadripper?
for gaming and content creation.
Or like a new
For those of
5950X.
you who
Oh,
want the very
that is
best
such a weird name,
desktop
5950X.
PC, we have the 16-core Ryzen 9 5950X.
Yep,
The
yep, it's coming.
5950X is simply an amazing
Holy.
16
4.9
cores,
gigahertz
32 threads,
at
and our
16 cores.
fastest processor with boost
And
frequency
still only
of
105
4.9
TDP.
gigahertz. The 5950X
That
breaks
is
the Cinebench R20
huge.
single-threaded record. And this is really how we bring the best of both worlds together.
Plus
The best for
29%
gamers
Shadow Tomb Raider
the
and
best
Far
for
Cry New Dawn.
creators. And it wins
Oh.
in video editing and software compiling.
Wow.
And we also
Really?
win in lightly
It
threaded
still
cache modes
ties
as well.
in Far Cry
We're
New
really
Dawn.
proud of the fact
How
that we also
good
win
is
gaming.
the
There's
10900K?
nothing like the 5950X
I mean,
in
it's
the world.
almost an
One
advertisement for
processor
Intel.
delivers
Well, kind
the
of.
best power efficiency, our highest clock
It's
speed,
insane that
the
Intel can
highest
still
single-core
draw.
performance in
Like,
the
how
industry,
high is the
and the
IPC on that
highest
thing?
multi-core performance of any
But
gaming
enough
processor.
about Intel. This is
And
about
it's
AMD.
priced at
And this is still
$799
insane.
and will also be
Ooh.
available globally on November 5th.
That's I
hope
think
you're
like
now
the
as
same,
excited
a similar
about
price to
AMD
the
Ryzen 5000 series
3950X.
as I am. Later this month,
Can't
but join us
believe it.
again on October
Launching
28th,
so
where we'll
soon.
give you the
It's
full
literally
story
like a
of our
month's
AMD
time.
Radeon RX 6000 series.
That's insane.
And make sure you mark your
They haven't
calendar for
mentioned
November
anything
5th
about a
to
new
find Ryzen
chipset though,
5000 series on shelf worldwide.
which is interesting.
Take care and see you soon.
Take care, Lisa. Take care. Whew, okay. So gonna quickly pause that there. That is looking absolutely insane. And I'm very curious to see exactly what the launch is going to be like, because the launch is literally like in a month's time. And as we expected, the performance has gotten a huge increase. The thing that kind of mainly stood out for me was how close in gaming Intel still is. I don't know, it's more of a curiosity than anything. And clearly in everything else, AMD is really far ahead. I don't know, it's kind of just struck me as interesting that how close in gaming the two still are. But however, it looks like finally AMD may actually take the gaming crown, because we have to see exactly, but they've shown that in most cases the performance is slightly higher on equivalent CPU, on like a, you know, a 9-tier CPU. So can't wait to see what that's gonna be like, and that's only in what, a month's time. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think of this whole presentation and the upcoming launch down in the comments below. Also down there, if you want to, you know, support the channel on Patreon, it's gonna be a Patreon link, and also like to thank my patrons Gavin Burns and LKB. Down there's also our Amazon links and also our Discord, and I guess that's really it to say. I hope you enjoyed this little video taking a look at what AMD has in store. If you subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.